Now, you like a conspiracy theory. We
No,
know
love
that.
them.
So we've got one here, wrestling one. So this is from Wrestling Inc. They've sort of done a timeline of the whole Rock Cody Rhodes thing. Now,
Wait a
some
minute, Wrestling Inc. Are they wrestlers? They
no,
don't know.
no,
Okay, go
no.
ahead.
They've compiled news stories essentially from everywhere. So some sources told Fightful that the decision goes all the way up to Ari Emanuel and Mark Shapiro, and was even above Nick Khan and Triple H. This is with The Rock coming to WrestleMania. A claim that corroborates PWI's report that TKO executives backed the decision to go with Dwayne Johnson over Cody Rhodes. Then February 3rd, PWI report contains numerous details about how the power structure in WWE may have changed as a result of the deal with Johnson, who had a recent history of attempted corporate power plays. So this is the quote: with Johnson's power as a member of the TKO board of directors, his Hollywood standing and the backing of Ari Emanuel, Nick Khan and others, the decision was made to go with Rock vs. Reigns as the headline bouts, believing it would be a greater attraction for the mainstream and also help push some positive momentum for the company. One source compared it to Johnson's attempt to take over the overall creative for the DC film franchise. So that was the whole Black Adam thing, and that didn't work out, and then etc. PWI went on to compare the DC power struggle, which Johnson ultimately lost, to a potential power struggle in WWE, which he would be in much better position to win. This was a strategic move to give Johnson more political power overall and to show Endeavor's faith in his involvement, the report said. Even Paul Levesque, who has done an admirable job as Chief Creative Officer, would lose that power struggle with Johnson at this point, as one source surmised. This certainly isn't hurting ratings, as Raw did basically the identical week before, the whole Rock thing coming in. But this is alleging that all of this is a power play from The Rock to almost be above Triple H and insert his own creative and basically have a creative hand in WWE going forward.
The way you explained it there, it is not a power play by Rock alone. It's a collaboration between Nick Khan and who's the other guy? Manuel?
Ari Emanuel, Mark Shapiro.
Manuel and The Rock. So I think, and I have no doubt that The Rock is a huge name to have in your main event at a big show like WrestleMania. I got it. But the deal is not what you're doing right now. Is what you're going to do the week after WrestleMania. And where are you going with this? You may have I've seen a lot of sellouts and you come back the next week and you don't know how to follow it and your house falls in half. Now that's when we were actually depending on raw attendance to get paid. But WWE they have contracts, they have sponsors, so it doesn't matter so much on the wrestler side because they're going to make the same amount of money anyway, what their contract calls for. But The Rock, he got $3 million to be in on the TK board.
30.
30 million?
Yeah.
Damn. I thought it was 3 million.
No, it's to be paid
30 million?
It's to be paid in 4 installments. So he's already been paid the first installment of 7.5 million. Yeah.
Wait a minute. What if they pay him the first installment? Then they don't pay him anymore.
Well, he better not do anything untoward on him.
That's not even funny. I'm not even laughing at that. I'm not laughing at that. That is a really crude comment you
Yes,
made.
I'm sorry.
But 30 million. And he'll probably make $1 million for WrestleMania.
What, 1 million? And the rest he'll make 5, I bet. Or maybe this 30 million includes one match at WrestleMania as well, so it's all rolled into one payment there.
Bundled. It could be bundled up. But it is an interesting story. One that's not finished. Like Cody's not the only one that wants to finish the story, his story. But I want to see how they finish this story.
Yeah, but once he finishes the story, then the story's finished. Then where do you go? You've got to start another story.
No, I think he'd go on to do what he's going to do and just serve on the board. Or be a talking head on TV.
Let me ask you this, Dutch. So this from PWI, Mike Johnson, I'm presuming, but it just says PWI. It's sort of
go ahead.
Pro Wrestling Insider.
Mm-hmm.
It sort of comes across like this: is that The Rock is actually actively trying to usurp Triple H in a creative capacity. Do you think that could be The Rock's ultimate goal here? Is to be the chief content creative officer of WWE? Would he have enough time?
No, I think The Rock, if he's going to do anything, I think he's going to call his own stuff. That's what he's going to do. I don't think he wants to get bogged down on the first match, second match, tag team, this, that, and the other. Rock wants to handle his own stuff, build his own opponents. That is, if he's going to continue after WrestleMania, which I don't see a path for that. I think he will. Oh, he may have a path for that for like a year, maybe. But then it's like anything else. Things get old if you show it too much. And this is one of those stories that the wrestling fans are beating their brains out, wondering where it's going. That's where all the intrigue comes from. Hell, if I'm intrigued, the average fan is. And one of the fans I read the other day, I'll never go to another WWE event in my life.
Until the next one.
Yeah, he'll be right in front of SmackDown next week because listen, I've written about this before. It is an addiction. You just don't drop this addiction overnight. I mean, you can't watch wrestling all your life and all of a sudden, nope, not going to do it, not going to do it. Unless it's boring. And you've seen AEW, I mean, their ratings have just tanked and went down. And they're already plugging their London reappearance.
Oh, yeah, but the tickets for that have actually sold quite well. But a couple of weeks ago for AEW, we're not talking about AEW, but AEW, 2 of their 3 shows a couple of weeks ago was beaten by Discovery's Little Big Brawlers, which is like a midget wrestling comedy documentary show. So,
well, hey, I'm a big fan of that.
Have you actually watched it?
No.
You need to review that next week, I'm telling you. Just very briefly, because you
mentioned...
When
are they on?
I don't know. They're not in this country, as far as I know. I mean, maybe they are, but...
Little Bruisers?
Yeah. No, it's like Little Big Brawlers, I think it's called, anyway.
Okay.
Anyway, the ratings for that beat Rampage and Collision a couple of weeks ago. Anyway.
No, it didn't.
It did.
That's bad.
Yeah. So, Cody himself, as an impassioned plea to some of the more nut-jobby Twitter fans and social media users and that kind of thing, actually had to write, "Appreciate the passion, God bless you all, but trust me."